court and challenging magistrates on their oaths
Mm.
um, as a reactive thing as opposed to a proactive thing. And I'd like to explain that.
Yeah.
I got many, many requests from people who emailed me, and to give you an example, it would have gone something like this. Oh, I'm in court tomorrow for possession of cannabis. Can you come and represent me? And they seem to get a bit disgruntled when I reply back. I said, "Well, good luck in court, but no, I can't come and represent you because the 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 standing up in court and challenging people is not a reactive thing, and it should never be a reactive thing because all that will do is get you in trouble. The old saying that a little knowledge is a dangerous thing
Yeah.
is very true." And it got to the point where we actually had to put a written thing on the Freedom Rebel site and say, "Look, what you need to do is that if you're in court tomorrow, you just need to go and deal with that and deal with it as best as you can.
Mm.
However, what you then need to do is get prepared and get suited up and get armored
Mhm.
for perhaps the next time that you might get tapped up for possession of cannabis."
Right.
Um, because going into court um, as a free man or in that capacity to challenge a magistrate on their oath
Mhm.
is not something you can learn in 5 minutes.
Right.
It's a process of understanding and a process of gaining the correct knowledge and going through certain processes, as you well know, with the great videos and stuff that you've done,
Mm.
that there's a process to all this.
Yeah.
And in order to break down their process, you have to exercise the processes that break down their processes.
Right.
And fortunately, people are now beginning to realize that because, I had to sort of decline a lot of people to get to that position where people will realize, well, I wasn't just going to rock up in court for somebody,
Yeah.
and travel all over the country every day.
Mhm.
Um, so what I tend to do now is I tend to, excuse me, concentrate on the cases that interest me, which are in particular council tax cases, but only in particular where people have already gone a certain way down the documentation process,
Right.
with those councils, and on those occasions, then I will get involved and monitor, and even get involved in going to court sometimes.
Right.
The other thing that we found recently is that through doing some work with one of my colleagues, um, we found that sometimes you can actually go into court um, and win using their own methods. And what I mean by that, for example, we've been doing some work with speeding fines recently,
Yeah.
and this has been going on for about a year and a half now. And we've now won a speeding fine case by running a process down to its logical conclusion, where we now have the judgment of a QC, a court recorder,
Mhm.
um, which we're now going to leverage into another case. And if we can get two judgments the same way, which we should be able to do,
Mm.
then effectively what we've got is a solution for anyone who's driving a company car who gets a speeding fine. Quote these two cases and go, well, there's a statutory defence to that, and away you go. Now, how long it will take them to change the law, I don't know, but a statutory defence is a statutory defence, and I imagine it will be a couple of years before they can successfully change the law.
Right.
Um, so it's not just about looking at the freeman route. We're also beginning to look at their own rules and their own rules and regulations. And I have to say, Norman Hinks, and if anyone's not been to Norman's website, it's www.normanhinks.com. The standing joke between Norman and I is that he's my historical twin. I mean, we think we're twin brothers somewhere back in the the mists of history.
Right.
Uh, and him and John Betts are probably two of the best researchers that I've ever come across in our environment. And excuse me, you should definitely get John and Norman on your program here,
Right.
and have them, because their knowledge is phenomenal. And and I often talk to Norman about process or a lot of things, because I don't know it all at the end of the day, and it's by sharing knowledge that we move forward.
Mm.
Um, and they've shown me things, or they've said things to me that I've gone off and looked at and gone, yeah, you can use this way, and you can use this that way. And so where I'm at today is that I spend a lot of time researching, particularly into the council tax thing, and we've come up with some interesting things. And what I don't do nowadays is what I used to do before, and it was a bit of a mistake before. I don't publish anything now until I know it works.
Right.
There was a lot of pressure on me to publish stuff because people were hungry for the information.
Mm.
And I'd rather not do that now. I'd rather take things to a logical course, a logical conclusion,
Mm.
and then be able to say, A, it works, or B, it doesn't work, and here's why it doesn't work. Now let's go and look at that.
Mm.
And I think that's a far better thing to do than just put stuff out there and say, this works, this works, this works. And then what happens is other people go into court half cocked
Right.
and it doesn't work. And then all that does is breeds a feeling of animosity towards you.
Yeah.
And that's not what we want at the end of the day. Nobody ever said this was, we're going to fix this in 5 minutes.
No.
That was never the vision for
Yeah.
me anyway. And in fact, I was having a conversation with somebody the other day. It may be that many of us who are of a certain age, and I'm getting to be of that certain age, it may be that we don't change it in our lifetime.
Right.
We have to understand that this might be a long game.
Mm.
And however, it's incumbent upon us as human beings to attempt to leave the planet in a better place than when we found it.
Mm.
And if we can do that and leave something better for our descendants and our children, then that's a good thing to have done.
Mm.
I'm not saying we're going to find all the answers, and it may be, I don't know, it may be that our children are the ones that take up the mantle of the work that we've done
Mm.
in our generation, and that they close it off and that they put it back to how it should be.
Mm.
Um, and I don't have those answers. That's a bit of a crystal ball thing that I've just told you.
Yeah.
But who knows? Unless something happens miraculous tomorrow, then all we can do is push on and move forward
Yeah.
and keep trying to find that chink in their armor.
Yeah.
That once we find it, we can open it up and everything will rush in, and the
Mm.
whole thing will change. And another thing that I want to just touch upon, if I may, Ben, is that um, in doing the court thing, uh, there was a lot of people who emailed me and contacted me and said, will you go to court for me and will you stand for me? And seemed to get extremely upset when I said that I wouldn't do it,
Mm.
or extremely upset in the rare cases where I said, yes, I will do that for you, but I'd like you to cover my petrol,
Mm.
which is the fair and decent thing to do.
Mm.
Um, there seemed to be this attitude that because I have this website and because I've done court videos before, that I had to do it for nothing.
Mm.
I had to do it for free. And I'm not the only person that's had this. Norman and I have talked about it, and John and I have talked about it. And it seems to be that some people seem to spell the word freeman, Freeloader.
Freeloader.
And it's unrealistic to expect anyone
Of course.
to travel 150 miles to come and represent you in court. At least you offer the petrol money and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I understand a lot of people are struggling financially, and I don't disrespect them that. That's their circumstance. But if people are going to help you,
Mm.
you need to help. You need to at least cover their costs at the end of the day. And it's not about profit, because that's not what we're here for.
Mm.
It's about covering the bases.
Mm.
Other people I've gone to court for have done that without thinking, and that's fine. And if I feel strongly about something and passionately enough about something, I'll do it for nothing anyway, because often as not, by going to court for people, we may not win the victory on the day,
Mm.
but there's always something to be learned.
Yeah.
And I can't remember who said it. It might be Sun Tzu. If anyone's ever read a book called The Art of War by Sun Tzu, you should read it.
Yeah.
I think he was said that the finest form of battle is observation.
Mm.
And by watching them and learning what their processes are and reading up on what their processes are, you can probably get to where we're going faster.
Mm.
So that's where I'm at today with going to court and stuff.
Wow, it's fascinating. There's so many things I want to ask you. Is it okay if I sort of plow ahead and
Yes, of
ask you a
course.
few things? For people that might be listening, that might be new, there's a lot of people that have heard of the free man on the land idea. But what education what would you recommend? What should people start learning? Like maybe they've got a speeding ticket, and what's the first steps for people?
Okay. From my perspective, the first thing I would say to anyone before they start thinking about the free man movement, let's say they got a thing for a speeding ticket come through the post. The first thing you need to do is stop and breathe,
Mm.
because the normal reaction is run around like a headless chicken and look for that quick fix solution, and it just doesn't exist. The free man movement is not a quick fix solution for anything.
Mm.
Um, what I would then suggest is two things. Get onto one of the Freeman sites, such as Freedom Rebels, TPUC, Norman Hinks, Lawful Rebellion, any one of the benlowry.com, all the good informational sites that are out there. And if you cannot find through reading what you need from those sites, communicate with people. Talk to the members on those sites. One of the things that I'm most proud of with Freedom Rebels is there's two things, and you probably find the same with your site, Ben. I'm sure you do. One, it's very self-policing because I don't want to be a police force, and I find that the members generally police themselves very well. There's very rarely any abuse or slagging off of people that goes on there, and when it happens, it seems to me that the members jump in and say, look, you don't need to do that.
Mm.
And the second thing is they are all so willing to share their knowledge and experience and try and guide people
Yeah.
that in itself is worth its weight in gold. And so because I don't know all the answers, we sometimes find people coming on to Freedom Rebels and they say, I've got this to deal with, how do I go about it? And suddenly you get 3 or 4 people jump in and say, well, look, here's a forum piece on that, or this is what the first thing you need to do. And so it's that community that builds around these sites, such as your site, my site, Norman's sites, John's, John Harris's TPUC. It's that community spirit, because we all know that we're in this boat together.
Mm.
And I've got some great guys on my site, like Wobbly and Zen Zero and those guys who regularly, I mean, I don't think they get any sleep. I think they must be zombies or something. They're always, I can go on at 4 o'clock in the morning and Wobbly's on there,
Yeah.
or I go on at 6 o'clock and Zen Zero's on there, just how they survive. They must be pumping Valium into themselves at an alarming rate,
Yeah.
but they're always on there and they're always willing and able to help. So those are the things that I would advise anyone who's got an issue to do, and just start talking to other people, emailing other people, communicating with other people, and you'll suddenly find that the answers start to come out of the woodwork for you.
Mm.
And there are a lot of them. If you consider that we have 3,500 members, I don't know how many members your site has. John's site's got thousands of members. I know Veronica's site had a huge number of members. Lawful Rebellion, Sovereign Warriors, and then of course you've got the Rob Menards and the other sites all around the world.
Mm.
It's a very strong and growing community,
Yeah.
and we just need to share information with each other.
Yeah.
And so those are the starting points that I would recommend. And the more you can read, the better off you are.
Mm.
Reading about the processes of becoming a free man, what to do with your affidavits and all that sort of stuff. Those are the golden nuggets. Those are the basic steps.
Well, first of all, the court has made a mistake. Are you Wilfred Keith Thompson? No, that's not what I normally go by, no. Can I see the information? That's a fictitious entity in terms of person legally speaking, sir. I've tried to clarify this a few times, but apparently the level of incompetence. So your name is Keith Thompson? My name is Keith, that's all. Nothing more, nothing less. You don't have a last name, sir? I have a family name, clan name, but that's irrelevant today. So you are not Wilfred Keith Thompson? Okay, one more time on for the record, I am Keith. Nothing more. And sit down, sir. I'm looking for a Wilfred Keith Thompson. Please sit down, sir. Actually, please sit down, sir. Sorry. Can't do that. I served into the court this morning. Sir, I'm looking for a Wilfred Keith Thompson. Bailiff? You are not that this person. Sit down, sir. Bailiff, please remove this gentleman from the courtroom. Thank you. That's the person you're looking for. Please, sir, that is the person. I'm trying to remedy things. Touch me and you will be charged. I'm a peace officer. You want to dishonor a court official?
The defendant's on the bailiff's desk.
Sir, are you here on behalf of Mr. Thompson? I said I was the administrator to that account. Are you here as agent for him? Could you guys please back up? Thanks. Are you here as agent for him? Not as agent, as administrator, much like you are administrator of this court.
Sir, you're either him or you are here as his agent.
As
to
his
speak on his
administrator.
behalf. Are you either of those?
Yes, it's lawful.
Pardon?
Yeah, he's in common law jurisdiction, which I established as soon as I came in here this morning and reestablished again. The bailiff understood me. This other bailiff, wherever she went, she understood me as well. And this gentleman doesn't like talking.
We're going to take a recess. Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
How long?
How long, sir? I don't have all day, thank you. I have things to do.
We'll take the court.
Yeah, actually,
This court will recess.
please note that the judge has abandoned the court. He has abandoned ship, and I, as the sovereign in this room, claim authority, case dismissed, with cause and prejudice. Have a nice day. See you later.
Have I done anything wrong today? I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine. Yeah? I'm fine. I asked you a question.
Go on.
For a point of law. Yeah? If you're acting under your oath, you cannot enforce statute law. We're on the law of the land, so you know that. You said always, so there's no problem, is there?
You should know that.
I'm asking you a question.
You should know that as well.
I'm asking you a question. There's no problem, is there?
No,
Say nothing. We're having a good conversation.
Yeah, he's done
We're having a respectful conversation. And I'm just making sure that it's on camera for anything, you get me? You know, like that. Come on, what?
You know me better than this.
I don't know you. I don't know you. I don't know you. I don't know you. I don't know none of you. And for my protection, I will use my video camera and ask if you're under your oath today. Do you understand? Yeah, because I don't think that you guys actually know the job that you're supposed to be doing under your oath.
Can you tell us
Do you
what
understand?
you're
That
supposed to
statutes is the law of the water. Do you know that? Statutes are the law of the water. On the law of the land, and you want to tell me I'm talking rubbish. Check it for yourself. I'm entitled to my word, what I'm saying, and it's not rubbish. It's correct. It's law, actually. Yeah? Enforcing statute law is against your oath, the oath that you swore to uphold on the law of the land, and the Queen's oath that she swore to protect the law of this land. Tell me I'm chatting rubbish. Yeah, you need an index, because I know what I'm talking about. I know the law. I've studied it.
Hello. Hello. Driver.
No, I'm not.
Please.
I'm not jumping out.
Sorry?
Are you working in accordance with the oath you took as a police officer?
I've stopped this vehicle. I need to speak to you.
Yeah, you can no. I'm not jumping out. No, don't say nothing, Mum.
Legally, you're meant to confirm your name and address to me.
Lawfully, hold on, lawfully.
Yeah, lawfully.
You're supposed to answer me. You're a public servant. Now, I've asked you.
I've told you that I've stopped you. I need to
I'm asking you, are you working in accordance with the oath you took as a police officer?
Oh, yes, I am.
You are, and what is that oath?
Just get out of the vehicle.
No, I'm not getting out of the vehicle.
Driver.
Hello.
Want to jump out quick?
No, I'm not jumping out, officer.
Why?
Are you working in accordance with the oath you took as a police officer?
Sorry?
Are you working in accordance with the oath you took as a police officer?
I am, absolutely. I was just going to normal check on you.
Yeah? Okay, then.
The vehicle's yours and everything, yeah?
Okay. No, I'll tell you what.
Vehicle's mine.
Sorry, the vehicle's yours?
Yeah.
I'll take your details then as well, then, please.
No, she's not obliged to.
Okay, we're just saying the vehicle's hers. I need to make sure.
No, hold on. Do you work for the DVLA?
Sorry?
Do you work for the DVLA?
No, Metropolitan Police.
Well, if you work for the Metropolitan Police, has any laws been broken?
Sorry?
Road Traffic Act.
It's an act. Act doesn't apply to me, mate. I'm a free man. I'm a free man on the land. I'm a free man on the land. I don't need anything to drive. I'm travelling. I'm travelling. No, you don't need to confirm nothing. Listen, you're here to uphold the law of the land.
Which is what we're doing.
You're here to uphold. No, you're not uphold. All right. You're here to uphold the law of the land, yeah, and keep the peace. No one's breached the peace, and no one's broken any laws, yeah.
As the driver of the vehicle, you're going to have to give us your details, okay?
I don't have to give you any details.
You're going to have to.
Call the sergeant, mate. I don't have to give you any details.
You're going to have to give us your details.
I don't have to give you any.
It's more suspicious as to why.
I don't care. Listen, I'm suspicious of what?
Nothing until
Why
now.
have you been following us?
Sorry?
Why did you turn around for us on Hayden's Road?
The vehicle's known to us from very recently.
Yeah, because every day it's getting stopped.
Okay.
No, Mum. Don't say anything. Don't say anything.
Okay, that might be the reason we're stopping you now. We just need to find out who's driving the vehicle and what's going on.
No. Wait.
Okay.
Do a PNC check and then do a description check.
Done the PNC check.
All right, so you know who I am then.
I've got an inkling as to who.
Right, you know who I am.
Not for sure though.
Well, the car's not. Well, you know, the car's not stolen. Yeah. I'm not getting out the car. End of.
Were you going to give me your details?
No, I'm not giving you nothing.
So if I find out that name that I suspect...
Do what you're doing. I'm not giving you... I'm not giving you any details. I'm not verifying anything.
I need to know who you are. You're saying...
You know, I'm not obliged to answer anything.
I'm not asking you. I'm asking you.
Yeah? You're not... No, wait. My passengers are not obliged to answer anything.
She's saying that she's the owner of the...
It doesn't matter what she's saying. She's not obliged to answer anything, yeah?
Okay.
All right, then.
But if I have a look at your description, yeah?
Look at my description. I'm not giving you nothing. Not unless there's a solicitor present. I'm not giving you nothing.
It's a routine traffic stop.
I don't care what it is. No, shut up. I don't care what it is. Yeah? I don't like you. I don't like your costume that you're wearing, yeah? And I don't like these acts. No, it's a costume. I don't like the acts that you keep enforcing every time you try to stop me. No, listen, you know what? What are you stopping me for?
Routine traffic stop.
Routine what? I didn't take this route to be checked.
I know you didn't, but that's
all right then.
Isn't it?
So, no. Your job, yeah, is to uphold the law of the land.
Okay, you're going to give me the details.
No, I'm not giving you nothing. Okay. See you later. Bye. No, let's see now. What? What is he saying?
I don't know.
Are you finished?
Yeah, so we're finished, okay?
Oh, so you're not finished then?
No, do what you are.
Well, can you hurry up then? Wankers. I'm carry on. No, that's right. Doing checks. What are they really going to check? I'm a free man of the land. No corporate government has power over me. Yeah? Power to the people. They're stopping me. I'm not obliged to answer anything. Don't stop me. Go and catch criminals. No.
Is your name Christina?
It is.
It is, O'Sullivan. And it's your vehicle? Okay, so why don't you just tell us that from the beginning?
You didn't ask me.
Why don't you just tell us that from the beginning?
You didn't ask me because I'll tell you why. Because it's pure harassment. Yeah, put the phone down. It's pure harassment. You know who owned the car. Every time the car is out, it's getting stopped, and we've had it up to there.
Do you know what? If you carry on doing this, though, it's going to get stopped more and more and more.
You know what? It's a live link. It's a live link. So everything is being recorded. So I really don't care.
I'm giving you some advice.
No, I don't need advice. You don't need to stop.
It won't happen.
No. There was nothing to cooperate with. You know who owns the car. Yet you followed.
I've never met
say
you
nothing.
before.
Say nothing.
No, but
say
you
nothing.
know
See you later
who
now.
owned it.
Enough said. Bye. Is that? Are you finished now? Are you finished? Are you finished? You fucking idiot. Are you finished? You're finished now. Thanks for your help. And being no help at all. Beat the streets.